So first, imagine something you want intensely. Something that you want now, that you want incredibly. Let's keep it not R-rated here. And the question today is, what are your 2 marshmallows? Now, the first thing I want to say, a word of caution, is we're going to talk about aspects of failure. Failure is not success. If somebody tries to convince you a thing is its opposite, be skeptical. Don't believe them. We're going to talk in this area, but not necessarily try and make that false equation. So the topics for today are marshmallows. Good one, right? Marshmallows. And grass. I want to set the stage for an experiment that was run in the 1960s. You take 4-year-olds, like they're about the height of your knee, right, little kids, put them in a room with a marshmallow. Now, to a 4-year-old, a marshmallow is bliss. It's exciting, it's delicious, it's sugar, it's amazing. And you say to this 4-year-old, don't eat it. The experimenter leaves the room, and if they're successful in waiting 15 minutes for a 4-year-old, they can have 2 marshmallows. So the question is, what happens? You're imagining these kids, you're imagining their imminent, like, deliciousness of sugar. ABC reran an example of this study, and you can see, like, they stick their fingers in their ears, they run around the room, they stare at the marshmallow really, really intensely. They kind of go crazy. You can feel how much this challenge is actual for them. But what's amazing is that most of the kids ate the marshmallow within 3 minutes. Only 30%, I know, it's funny, right? Only 30% could wait the full 15 minutes. And the amazing thing is the researcher tracked these kids for 50 years afterwards, because it was in the 60s. And the kids who waited did much better SATs and saving for retirement. They dramatically had better self-control. It's kind of amazing. Kip uses some of these techniques today. And so my question is, right, why are we talking about this? Go back to that thing you imagined at the beginning, and let's see what it is now. It's probably sugar-related. The reason I talked about this is there are things worth waiting for, right? The question is what and how do we wait? So a personal story from me, that is a martini, by the way. So a personal story from yours truly. From a few years ago, when things were a little tough for me, I carried this card in my wallet that's got a list of words on it. And one of the sides has this kind of words listed. And this is how I was feeling about 2 years ago. I was in a job that I didn't like. I wanted to do something that I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't articulate it. And I knew there was something I wanted to do, and I didn't know how. And I really, at the end of the day, felt stagnant. It's the kind of thing where you're looking at the marshmallow, and you hate that damn marshmallow. Because you know you don't want it, and you want more of not it, and what is it exactly? And that's kind of, I mean, this is a story only of emotions. So here's where we get to the grass part, and I also mean the PG version of that. So imagine the time of year where it's still winter, right? The cloud, the sky is a cold blue, and the story here is that I was walking in Central Park, and I looked down, and there was grass. Surprise, there was grass growing. It was this luminescent new green, and I felt, I mean, I'm going to lose my time here very quickly, but I felt despondent. I felt so, like, how could I be in such a bad place, and, like, the world was continuing on without me? It was a depth of feeling and a depth of length of waiting that was really intense for me. And so that takes us to where we are today here at Chicago Booth. We're in an environment where we feel failure all the time. I don't know how many jobs you guys applied for, and co-chairs, and lead, and this, and that, but we're failing, we're maybe submitting a lot, and we're only getting a certain number of that. And the question is, this is a great example of things that can often make us feel intensely and strongly. How do you not get caught up in the one marshmallow, in the middle of all of that? And so what I want to leave you with today is that the researchers were able to teach the kids very simple tools. Don't think of it as a marshmallow. Think of it in a frame. Think of it as a cloud. And the kids who otherwise ate it within 30 seconds, they were able to take the full 15 minutes of waiting. And so my question is, what are you to marshmallows? What's worth waiting for? What's the grass moment of how you realize that it's worth waiting, and maybe for us as adults, it's not 15 minutes, it's a whole lot longer than that. That's all that I have today. Thank you.